In today's video, I'm going to be washing an $800,000 Rolls Royce Phantom utilizing a rinseless wash in direct sunlight. Now, in all honesty, usually when I use a rinseless, it's usually because it's either a rainy day or I'm working in a garage. But there's also situations, I'm in San Diego and we have a lot of water restrictions. And sometimes when you're working on a apartment building or something like that, there's no hose, there's no water access, and I wanted to create something that worked perfectly for those situations. So I want to introduce you to Quivr INDO Rinseless Wash. Now really quickly, I want to interrupt because it is officially the start of the 12 days of Christmas. Now I actually did a live on my YouTube channel yesterday announcing that this is going to be the first giveaway. We're giving away Quivr Indo, we're giving away a dilution cap, like that's on there right now. We're giving away a bucket system. It's a nice teal setup that I have that I sell at my store, and one of the Detail Co sponges. So you're all set up for rinseless washing. Now, all you have to do for a chance to win over the next 12 days is make sure to be subscribed to the channel. I really want to get to 250,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I'm about 5,000 off. So I don't know if we're going to get there, but we're close. So please like, share, and comment on the video for a chance to win. And then also go over to my Instagram. If you comment on the picture there of this giveaway, it'll enter you in for another chance to win. And then also I did just start a TikTok. I'll link that in the description. If you go over there, if you're on TikTok, go over there, subscribe, and comment there as well for a chance to win. Thanks so much, guys. So before we get into washing the Rolls Royce, I just want to quickly touch on what Indo is, why I created it, which I already kind of touched on, and how to use it. So Quivr Indo is a hybrid surfactant polymer-based rinseless wash. And with that, you get the best of both worlds. Tons of cleaning ability, but a ton of slickness as well. It encapsulates the dirt, rises it to the surface so you're not scratching the car. Now again, my preferred method that I go to 95% of the time is a traditional wash, pressure washer, foam cannon, my Quivr Rogue soap. I absolutely love the satisfying process of using a foam cannon and doing my wash that way. Again, in my detail business, that's what I do the majority of the time. But like I said, there are those situations where I need this to be able to work on rainy days, on water restricted areas, and even in direct sunlight like the rest of my lineup. Now, the last reason I created this is I wanted a solution for everyone, right? I know not everyone has a garage setup. I know not everyone has a pressure washer or availability to water, especially like I said, when you're living in a condo or apartment or something like that. This is gonna give you a fantastic way to keep your car clean. And especially if you're one of those people that loves cleaning your car, this will be a great option for you. So the dilution ratios for this product is very similar to the majority of rinseless washes out there, right? 256:1 for your rinseless situations, interior cleaning, and windows. I actually do use this quite often for interiors. I really like it. And then also I'm very well known for just using water on my windows. But if there is any sort of buildup grime or anything like that, I will bump up my cleaning ability, usually with the rinseless, and just go with it that way because I still get a really nice streak-free finish. Now you can also use this at 128:1, so half the dilution ratio, if you want to use it as a waterless type wash, if you're not doing the full rinseless method. So let's go ahead and set this up. Like I said, 256:1. A gallon of water is 128 ounces. 2 gallons is 256 ounces. So all we have to do is I have my bucket here. I have 2 gallons of water filled up in there, and I have my little Pro Blend dilution ratio here. And all we do is I set the inner ring here. Let me come closer. So as you can see, there's different dilutions on here. You can spin, let me hold that in place, but you can spin the cap and it raises and lowers that dilution amount. You see that red piece moving around in there? So all we do is we set it to 1 ounce. Let me drop it a little bit more. Okay, 1 ounce. We squeeze the bottle. Oh, geez. It fills up. We release and it drops back down to that 1 ounce. Let me see if this is, you give it a minute and it's leveling out to the 1 ounce ratio. So you can see, hopefully you can see the red is all exposed up there. So now we know we have 1 ounce of product. Now all I have to do is open up the bucket. And this is a great bucket, guys. This is the Adams bucket. This is a full modular system. Really cool bucket. But anyways, all we have to do is take that 1 ounce now, pour it into the bucket, and we are all set. So now we have our dilution ratio properly mixed, right? I'm gonna go ahead and take my rinseless sponge. This is the one from DIY Detail. I love this one. I also love the one from Detail Co. It's a nice blue colorway. But we just take this, drop in the bucket, swish it around a little bit. That's gonna mix it up, right? And now we're good to go. Now the next very important part of this process is pre-soaking the vehicle, right? We wanna let the product sit on the surface a little bit and encapsulate the dirt before we go and do any sort of contact. I have 2 options here. There's a ton of options that you can use to spray your product onto the surface, but One of my favorites is this guy here. This is the Ryobi compact sprayer. It comes with a shorter bottle, but I convert it into these larger bottles just because I like it better this way. So this is a great way of doing it, and I'll put a link down in the description for these guys, as well as the video where I convert it. Or we have this guy. This is the new, so this is an interesting one. This is the new carton sprayer, and this is actually the foaming sprayer. Now, Indo is not a foaming product, so it won't foam. So it's totally fine. I actually just like it for the distribution of the product. These things are super cool. You don't have to wait for it to pressurize or anything like that. Really, really nice setup. So let's just go ahead and go with the carton. But basically I'm just gonna take off this. As we already pre-mixed the solution in the bucket, I'm just gonna dip this into the bucket, fill that guy up. There's our 256:1 ratio. Put this back on here. Seat down, turn it, and we're good to go. Either one of these is fantastic. There's also a ton of other options. You decide what you'd like to do. You could even use just a spray bottle if you wanted to. This just makes life a whole lot easier. All right, now here we are with the Rolls Royce Phantom. This is an absolutely beautiful car. This is one of my longtime clients that I've had forever. We've become good friends. Absolutely beautiful car here. This one sits quite often, right? And it's gotten dusty in the garage, right? You know, gardeners come by, they blow, even though the garage is closed, they blow by the bottom of it, it pushes dirt up and it gets dusty. So I maintain this one just on occasion whenever I decide that it needs to be done. I have a great working relationship with the client, so he just kind of lets me maintain them. And as you can see, this needs it now, right? We got a good layer of dust sitting on the surface of this thing. Now this vehicle has been fully ceramic coated. It's all good to go, but I do want to make sure that if he's going to take this thing out, it's looking its best. So we're going to go ahead and start, like I said, we're going to be doing this in direct sunlight, right? So a little bit different, right? A lot of times if you're working in a garage, you can go ahead and saturate the entire vehicle all the way around in one go. Then let that dwell a little bit, then come back with your wash media and go ahead and do your contact and then dry. In this case, I don't want to, even though this product's amazing on direct sunlight, like San Diego, I'm in San Diego, and it's actually quite hot on the day that I'm doing this vehicle. It's right around 80 degrees. In December, I know. So what I'm gonna do is work the whole vehicle over from top to bottom. I'm gonna start from windows and the roof, spray that down, let that saturate, then go in, do my wash media on that area and dry it. Get that all done. Now we don't have to worry about that section's done for the most part, right? We may get a little bit of overspray from doing the next sections, but we're starting off there. Now next up, we're gonna go over to the hood area. I'm gonna spray down the whole hood and then go down the fenders on the two front fenders. Get those all saturated. Again, same process here now, guys. After I do each section, I'm gonna go ahead and dip my sponge into the wash bucket. The whole reason for having the rinseless in the bucket is so that it causes the dirt and everything to release from the sponge. That way you're going back to a nice clean surface with a clean wash media so you're not introducing any scratches. Now for the drying process, guys, I prefer, my favorite thing to use is a twist loop drying towel when I'm doing a rinseless. Now my favorite ones to use are from the House of Rags, and it is the Thor Diva Rinseless. It's a 2-pack, they're not overly big, so they're really easy to work with. Now I didn't have those with me at the time, so I'm actually going to be using the Thor, the GOAT, the greatest of all drying towels. Really thick, plush towel, really, really nice for this situation as well. Now guys, you may be wondering why I like to use this versus like my Quivr Not a Beach towel. And simply when I do rinse this, I like a longer pile. That's very, very simple, the simple answer to it. So the GOAT, the Diva, all have a nice long piled twist loop versus mine, which I love for other situations, but it's a really short loop or short twist loop fiber. So again, when you're working around emblems and logos like that, or ones that have harder edges, I love this thing so much because it doesn't snag or anything. But for rinseless, I go with this. Now I just follow that same process across the rest of the car. Now I'm gonna go to the passenger door and the passenger back door, hit that area, then the trunk, or boot in this case with a Rolls Royce, and the back fenders, and then go back up to the other side to the other 2 doors to finish this thing out. Now once that's all done, guys, the wheels in this situation, I don't like to use a rinseless in most cases on wheels just because wheels get dirty, quite dirty. So you can go to a different product and then finish up with this if you want to. But in this case, these aren't terrible and they're a nice large surface, which makes it pretty easy for me to do. I'm just gonna do the visible surface of this wheel. So now that the rest of the car is done, I'm gonna go ahead and hit the wheels, let that dwell, same thing. I'm not gonna use my wash sponge now. I'm actually using just microfiber towels that are inside the bucket. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull out 4 to 6 microfiber towels so that I'm not reintroducing. I don't wanna completely contaminate the water in the bucket. And instead, I will use a microfiber towel, flip it to a nice clean surface, finish that one out, toss that thing to the side, guys. That thing's done for today. I don't wanna recontaminate my water. I can deal with cleaning those up later, but for this situation, that one's done. I'll go ahead and dry down the wheel and then move on to the next one and so forth, right? For all 4 wheels. Now that the whole car's been cleaned, I'm gonna go back over the entire vehicle just with a light spray of my Quivr hot coat. This is my ceramic detail spray, adds protection, super slick on the surface, helps to just pick up anything that was left behind, any little streaks or anything like that, gives you that perfect finish that you want. All right, typically I leave the windows for very, very last. Now again, because I have the wash bucket ready to go, I'm gonna saturate a towel in the wash bucket, squeeze it out so it's damp, and then go ahead and start wiping down the windows. I'll have multiple dry towels with me as well, but I'll just go ahead and wipe down the surface, getting it nice and saturated from my wet towel, and then buff it out with a nice clean dry towel and get it all perfect. And then finally, we can just go around and dress up your tires. You can use whatever product you like. I personally, obviously it's my own product. It's what I use every day in my detail business. I love it. It's a Quivr Abyss. Great product. You can dilute it down for trim, interiors, all that kind of good stuff. But in this case on the tires, I'm going fully straight, no dilution at all. So there you go, guys. Quivr Indo Rinseless Wash. Now, real quick story on where the name came from. Indo is short for Indonesia. My whole background is surfing. Indonesia is famous for incredible waves. But more importantly, my dad, I'm actually Dutch Indonesian. My dad was actually born in Indonesia. So I thought that was a cool little homage to him. So fantastic product. I absolutely love this stuff. Please check it out. You can buy it on my website, dtlrsupply.com. You can go over to the House of Rags. If you buy it over there, use code I'mJoshV, 10% off site-wide. You can also pick up the Divo rinseless towels and all that kind of good stuff as well. So I will link this product, everything, including the dilution caps and the sprayers as needed. But that is it for today's video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please make sure to like the video, make sure you subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and do not forget, we're in the 12 days of Christmas, right? So make sure you subscribe. I'm gonna be doing more lives to get the word out for each giveaway for the next 12 days. So that's it, guys. Thanks so much. We'll see you on the next one.